Hey everybody, welcome back to Vedic Sage. I'm Dr. Dhaliwal, and today we're going to talk about the general characteristics of Cancer individuals. Cancer is symbolized as the crab, which depicts a hard exterior shell that covers the soft underbelly. The shell represents the Cancerian outer personality or persona, and the soft underbelly represents the inner emotions. From an Ayurvedic perspective, all matter is made up of 5 basic elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. We can see here that the 5 elements condense down and form the doshas, which are basically organization of qualities. For example, ether and air form the vata dosha, fire and water form the pitta dosha, and water and earth form the kapha dosha. We can see here that the moon is the ascendant lord for Cancer, and Ayurveda looks upon the moon as being a kapha planet. However, the moon can also be a vata planet if it's waning. The first house generally represents the physical self, one's personality, and vitality. From a physical standpoint, because the moon being mostly a kapha planet, these individuals often have well-developed bodies, and because of the water element, Cancer individuals often have thick, shiny, oily hair and find that they easily put on weight, especially after the age of 40. Cancer individuals, being ruled by the moon, often are emotional, sensitive, and changeable like the moon. They find themselves often taking on the nurturing role, willing to help others in a loving fashion. Overall, Cancer individuals are loyal, dependable, and make great friends and stable marriage partners. If we take a closer look at the dynamics involved with the first house lord, the moon, we can see that the moon is debilitated in the sign of Scorpio, which happens to be the 5th house. Interestingly, we can see that the 5th house is ruled by Mars, and Mars is debilitated in the sign of Cancer, which is the 1st house, again ruled by the moon. Both the moon and Mars happen to be friends. However, they are debilitated in each other's house. So the question is, what does that mean? This implies that despite having great intellect, emotions often cloud one's judgment for Cancer individuals. Even further, if we take a look at Mercury, which is the planet of the intellect, and we can see here that it rules the 3rd house of intellect and the 12th house of loss. This can imply that in times of adversity, Cancer individuals often overlook their intellect and are often ruled by their emotions. This does not necessarily imply something negative in the Cancer mind. We have already said that Cancer individuals are quite emotional, but at the same time, these emotions can defy rational, logical thinking. Therefore, despite logic and rationality, Cancer individuals often may stick to their gut feeling or emotions and still persist irregardless, which in fact can be beneficial at times when one's being true to their beliefs and feelings. Again, taking a look at the 5th house and working off the reciprocal debilitation of both the 1st and the 5th lords, and both these lords being friends, often creates very, very high ideals about intellect, especially with their children, which of course may lead to disappointment. These individuals often have high ideals of intellect for themselves, and in the same manner for their children, they want their kids to of course be on the honor roll, get accepted into medical school, win the Nobel Prize, and possibly even become the President of the United States. So of course, with such high ideals, one is subjecting themselves to disappointment. These high ideals of Cancer individuals also makes them quite ambitious. If we take a look at the 10th house, we can see it's ruled by Mars, and once again, Mars and Moon being friends creates a dynamic interest in career. In the normal zodiac, Cancer is in the 4th house of home life. For Cancer individuals, the 4th house is owned by Venus, the planet of enjoyment and pleasure. Therefore, Cancer individuals often have a pleasing or pleasurable home life. If we take a look at Jupiter, who rules the 6th house of enemies and obstacles, and also rules the 9th house of higher learning and spirituality, this implies that Cancer individuals can even benefit from enemies or competitors in life. Jupiter, being the great negotiator, gives these individuals the ability to negotiate with competitors and be able to create a win-win situation. Likewise, this gives the implication that Cancer individuals often use religion and spirituality to help go beyond the obstacles of life. However, if Jupiter is poorly placed, this can imply that there may be obstacles on the path of spiritual development. We can see here that the 7th and 8th house are ruled by Saturn. Often these individuals marry late in life due to Saturn's influence. Saturn often creates delays. However, Saturn does not deny. Likewise, since Saturn owns the 8th house of secrecy or occult, Cancer individuals often keep their personal relationships private. These individuals are not ones to post a bunch of photos on Facebook of their loved ones. They simply enjoy privacy and they respect the privacy of others. Okay guys, this was just a quick video on the general characteristics of Cancer individuals. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or you can visit us at VedicSage.com. Until we meet again, take care.